there's so much that really shapes who and what we are. In a new series, Chronicles of KC, our goal is to provide you with insight and perspective into how Kansas City came to be what it is today.
We'll highlight some of the lesser-known stories that are still relevant to the fabric of this community. And this week, Kevin, I understand you're taking us up to the Northland.
Yes, indeedy. And if you've ever been to Liberty, Missouri or Clay County, you may not even realize the history right before your eyes, where some folks see a water fountain or a school leaving, others see progress, change, and hope. I want to start this story a little different. I want to start with this school right here that sits atop a hill. You see that red door there? Well, let's go back to biblical times where a red door symbolized protection. Inside, a certain group of children were protected by the ills of society.
It's like a great awakening.
Dr. Cecilia Robinson is the protector of their story.
People who have no knowledge of their history are like a tree without roots.
Planted across Clay County are the contributions made by African Americans. As we quenched our thirst to learn more, we saw this monument.
It says, "Come drink, all who thirst for freedom. The water fountain will no longer separate us as a people."
What does that mean to you?
That means that we are free.
What you may not know is slaves were bought, sold, and traded at this very spot, and there was a lot of activity, too. In 1850, nearly 30% of the population in Clay County were slaves, many of whom put their blood, sweat, and tears into building liberty in Clay County.
Because we, W-E, helped to build this city into what it is.
After emancipation, some of the newly freedmen stayed in Liberty in Clay County, where they built businesses, churches.
Let's see. Which key opens?
And perhaps the biggest key to forward progress, schools. The Garrison School was once the only school in Liberty for black kids. A mural is outside depicting what once was and reminding us all that the road has at times been anything but smooth.
It was a stony road, literally and figuratively. As I said, going to a second-class school, using second-class books, not even having a gymnasium, not even having a cafeteria.
As the city gets set to celebrate 200 years next year, it's important to note.
We have families, African-American families, who are still here living, their descendants are living on the 4 streets that were a part of the founding of our city.
Shelton Ponder is one of those descendants.
Liberty, to me, is the basis for a better society because we became a part of it.
His great-grandfather was a Teamster and a freedman who fought in the Civil War. His story, his mother's story, and Ponder's story all reside inside this school, now turned into a museum where he was once a student. You see that dress there? It belonged to his grandmother. Inside this building, there are stories of triumph, no doubt, like these black servicemen, stories of black entrepreneurs, even the sheer excellence to be first.
The first African-American barber in the Old West.
It has ties to Clay County.
People walk around talking about they have a degree in history. You can bring them in here and they were lost.
Indeed you can. The fountain, the school, just 2 parts of a pretty cool self-guided walking tour in Liberty County. You can find a link with more info on that tour by looking for this story on our website, kshb.com.